You've heard it before, right? Fear. That little voice inside your head that tells you to stop, to hesitate, to doubt yourself. But I'm here to tell you something right now. Fear is not your friend. Fear is your enemy. I know you felt it. We all have. That pit in your stomach when you're about to take a leap of faith. That whisper that says, what if you fail? That's fear. But fear, my friends, is nothing more than a liar, a roadblock, an obstacle that only exists in your mind. And today, I'm going to show you how to defeat it. Let me tell you something. Your destiny is waiting for you, and it's on the other side of fear. Fear is a feeling we all know, but it's also something we must understand if we're ever going to overcome it. Fear is not always a bad thing. It's there to keep us safe, to warn us of danger. But the problem is, most of the fear we experience isn't from real danger. It's from the danger we create in our own minds. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of the unknown. You see, fear doesn't exist in the real world. It exists in your head. It's that voice that tells you to sit back, to wait, to stay comfortable, to avoid risk. It's that voice that says you can't do it. You're not good enough. You're too old, too young, too inexperienced. But I'm here to tell you, fear is a liar. It will tell you all the things you cannot do, all the reasons why you should quit, all the reasons why you're not worthy. But the truth is, fear only has as much power as you give it. Let me ask you this. How many times have you stopped yourself from taking a step forward because of fear? Think about it. How many opportunities have you let slip by because of fear? How many dreams have you kept on the shelf because fear told you you'd never make it? I'm here to tell you that those fears are not facts. They're just stories. Stories that you've allowed to control you. And today, we're going to change the narrative. I've been where you are. I know what it feels like to stand on the edge, to look at the mountain in front of you and think, I can't climb this. I know what it's like to hear that voice of doubt whispering, what if I fail? I felt it in my own life, in my own career. But I also know, if I had listened to fear, I wouldn't be standing here today. Let me tell you something that changed my life. Success is not the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act in spite of it. You see, fear will never completely go away. It will always be there, lurking, trying to hold you back. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people take action despite the fear. When I first started acting, I was scared. I was terrified. Every audition, every role I played, I doubted myself. But I kept going. I kept moving. And here's what I learned. The greatest enemy to your success is not failure. It's fear of failure. Fear keeps you stuck in the same place. It keeps you from taking risks. It keeps you from trying. And if you don't try, you can't succeed. The cost of staying in your comfort zone is that you never get to experience the life you were meant to live. The price you pay for listening to fear is that you never step into your true potential. And that's a price none of us can afford to pay. Now, I know that facing fear can seem daunting, but the truth is, you don't have to take giant leaps to overcome fear. You don't have to move mountains overnight. It's the small steps, the everyday actions that make the biggest difference. In my career, I didn't start as a star. I didn't start with nothing, but I started. And every day I showed up, I took the next step. I didn't wait for the perfect moment. I didn't wait for the fear to go away. I took action in spite of it. You don't have to run into the storm, but you do need to take the first step into the rain. The more you take action, the more you build confidence. And with that confidence comes the strength to face even bigger fears down the road. Let me tell you something that changed my perspective. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just take the first step and the next one will follow. Too many people stop before they even start, waiting for the perfect time. But I'm here to tell you, there's no perfect time. There's only right now. When you're afraid, it's easy to freeze. It's easy to do nothing. But that's exactly what fear wants you to do. Fear wants you to stay small. It wants you to play it safe. But you can't grow if you stay where you are. Growth happens when you step into the unknown, when you confront fear head on, and when you keep moving forward despite the doubts. The only way to defeat fear is to act in spite of it. Every time you take a step forward, you're telling fear that you won't be controlled by it. And with each step, you become stronger. You become braver. You become the person you were always meant to be. When I was growing up, I wasn't always sure of myself. I didn't always know what I was doing, but I kept going. And each time I took action, fear had less of a grip on me. The more I moved forward, the more I learned that fear doesn't define me. I define me. You see, fear is not the truth. Fear is the story you've allowed yourself to believe. It's the story that says you're not enough, that you can't do it, that you're not worthy. But let me tell you something. That story is a lie. You are enough. You can do it. And you are worthy of every dream you've ever had. The only limits that exist are the ones you put on yourself. Don't let fear write your story. You are the author of your life. You get to decide who you are, what you achieve, and how far you go. And let me tell you something. Fear will always try to tell you that you can't, but you can. You got the power, you got the strength, you got the courage to face whatever comes your way. So, what does life look like without fear? It looks like freedom. It looks like courage. It looks like living the life you've always dreamed of. When you stop letting fear control you, you open yourself up to new opportunities, new experiences, and new heights of success. The world is full of people who are too afraid to take that first step. But I'm telling you, that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The ones who make it are the ones who keep going in spite of fear. They're the ones who take the first step even when they don't know where it will lead. Don't let fear keep you from the life you were meant to live. Step out of the shadows and into the light. The only way to find out how far you can go is to keep moving forward, one step at a time. I want to leave you with this. Fear is your enemy, but you are the hero of your own story. You have everything you need to succeed. You got the strength, the courage, and the power to overcome any obstacle, including fear. But you've got to face it. You got to step up. And most importantly, you got to keep moving forward. So the next time fear tries to stop you, remember this. You are stronger than your fear, and you are destined for greatness. Take that first step. Keep moving forward. And let me tell you, the world is waiting for you to show up. And when you do, fear won't stand a chance. If this message resonates with you, don't wait. Start today. Take that first step. And remember, you are capable of anything. Fear will no longer control your life. Your actions will. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. And most of all, keep believing in yourself.